Alright. Welcome back to. Actually, this is the start of a brand new anime review series. This is basically reviewing Blade of the Immortal. I am discussing basically the first four episodes of the first adaptation of the manga, the 2008 run. Yes, and all these episodes have got one word titles. And then they are Criminal, Conquest, Love Song, and Genius. Now, I had to play a purely guessing game exactly how, what chapters were adapted. Excuse me. So, in the case of the first episode, that's adapted from chapter 1. Episode 2, chapter 2. 3, do not know. 4, from chapter 3. Most of it, in the case of the first episode, we don't see the character Ren, who is basically the main female supporting character of the series. Oh, those of you curious about Blade of the Immortal, it was, aside from the manga, which basically was published back in the 90s. Yeah, seriously. The first chapters came out in the 1990s. Yeah, it ran from 1993 to 2012. No joke. Yeah. So by the time that the anime started, the manga was only publishing for, I'd say about 15 years at that point. You would think plenty of material would do a little more, I'd say, adaptation, but they only did 13 episodes. You're thinking, really? Yes, if you're curious, the time period set is the Takao Shogunate period, which is a legitimate period. This lasted from 1603 to 1868. This is for the Meiji period, which was the main setting of Rurouni Kenshin. You could say this is a prequel to that, but they published at the same time. Yep. Now, the studio that basically adapted the original series was called B Train. Yep, B Train. Is licensed by Media Blasters. Yes. They're the ones who were responsible for this dub. Now, in the case we have here, the first episode, in the case of the original anime, you have Keith Silverstein. He is the voice of the lead of the series. Yep, he is the voice. Aside from the series, I have heard of in Bleach, or Blue Exorcist. He actually is in Baruto. I haven't listened to W, but I know he's in Baruto. He's in Jujutsu Kaisen. He's the voice of Robert E.O. Speedwagon from JoJo Bizarre Adventure. Let's see, the ones I've watched. He's One Punch Man. He's basically Deep Sea King. He's Kinamaru from Naruto Shippuden. He's in Seven Deadly Sins as Mosbeat, Yasha Princess Half Demon, and he's also in the Aztec War. Yep. Randy pops up in episode 2. The person who voiced her in the original series is Mei Lee. Yep, Mei Lee. And aside from this series, I've also heard her in The Seven Deadly Sins, Hunter x Hunter, The Aztec War, Demon Slayer. Yeah, she's in Demon Slayer. She's the voice of Katana Okasobi. Okay, this actually is... Oh, it's actually one of the little girls who work for the master of the Demon Slayer Corps, and her most recent thing she was part of was she guest starred in the episode. She guest starred in some episodes. She's voiced of Tamino from Yasha Princess Hat Demon. Tamino, I believe, is supposed to be the daughter of the main villain of the series. No. Tamino was a character. I thought he was done. No, it's actually not. Just a girl appeared in like one episode. Yeah, she appeared in like one episode. Though her appearance based on a character from the main series named Wakana, who was basically claiming a fiance somebody. That's who voices Rennie in that one. We also have this group known as the Inryu. They're basically like the villains of these first few episodes. Now, basically the backstory. Now, what happens in the first episode is that we have this woman who claims to be Maji's sister, and she's pretty much in the way killed off in like the very first episode. Mm-hmm. I believe supposedly she's killed off in the first episode, and she's not there very long. Yeah, and from what I can tell, based upon the anime, from what I can tell, they follow basically what they did with her in the manga pretty well. Mm-hmm. Yep, and after she's killed off, well, there's a slight change of wording from the manga to the anime, where Maji offers a proposition. Basically, he requests basically to kill 1,000 evil men in order for the curse is you see Maji is immortal, and the reason why he's immortal is because he's got bugs in his body. He has these weird bugs, which also apparently this old lady has. The reason why he's got these bugs is because he killed 100 guys. One of them happens to be like I think it was like a nobleman, some police officers. Yeah, I think it's like a wanted criminal, but they don't really go into it very much though. Also, he's a lazy bum. So he offers it to the woman, and she's like, okay. And of course, she waits for the next episode, but she's not here for the next 2 episodes because Ren, her backstory is that the engine, the how you pronounce the people, I'm gonna get the name correct, so I'm not being accused of being wrong. The the Itaru, yes. Yeah, they it's kind of weird though that the group of people who they fight at the start of the series. Yeah, there's Kagasuya. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's basically the start one we have here. He's voiced by Tristan in the anime. Yeah, there's also Hey Curran. Yeah, basically this guy's group is basically some of the most weirdest guys I have ever seen. Oh yeah, there's also this guy called Sabato Corey who walks on this weird outfit with these shoulders. And oh, what's under those shoulders, you might ask? Well, at the fighting with Majin in the episode, it's revealed he has two heads of decapitated women on his shoulders. One of who happens to be Rin's late mother, who the leader of his group said this weird thing. He's putting his fingers in her mouth, and then she had to bleed, and then of course he just put these symbols on her. And apparently, he told those guys after he killed her husband, Rin's father, that this one guy was free to rape her. Yes, seriously. Not Sabato. Oh no, the guy is freaking insane. Like, my gosh, the guy is freaking insane. He is also, believe it or not, he's also a notorious pervert. Yes. We also have Hakurin. Yeah, she's in the anime, and she's voiced, well, they don't give her here. Let's see. Itaru. I think it's Itaru. If I can find it here. So yeah, the guy who's pretty much the main villain of the series, he's voiced by Azar Waltz. And he was Fugo from Golden Wind. Yeah, he's also in Bleach as Yafa Grants. Yeah, and then of course they find another guy at every next episode. Now, in the case of what happens over the course of the next few episodes is kind of odd to explain. Like, and after killing Sabato, they kill him in like episode 3. Yeah, they kill him in episode 3. They kind of reveal the backstory of the reason why. Now, he takes over school. Apparently, the whole purpose of the sword style is to fight one-on-one, not gang up. And of course, the guy in charge of doing the fourth episode gets killed off. And of course, they try in episode Genius, they try to recruit apparently an old friend of Ren's father, and he has, well, he's not going to do it because he's a painter, and he works for the Shogun. If you're curious, what the heck is a Shogun? A Shogun is a self-proclaimed emperor, mostly like a dictator. And they rule like mostly a big majority of like an area of Japan. One line of shogunates became the very first emperors of Japan. I read about that, so yeah, I don't remember who it was, but yeah. And the shogunates supposed to be the ones basically with the big, huge bulking armor. And if you see pictures of these big hulking castles in Japan, mostly put they belong to a shogun. Or basically a high-level noble. Yep. And the painter, well, the whole thing in the past is that apparently we see that this guy was going to pass this license to give to two individuals. Like, who fought some bandits. And so, one who happens to be his son, the other one happens to be a student of his. And he notices another blade. And it's found out that this blade that he used to kill these other guys is from a foreign country. Also, apparently, it's described in the series that apparently anybody who gets their hands on Western artwork is immediately arrested. And it's considered contraband to own Western artwork. I'm like, why? I mean, people probably here in the U.S. probably own Japanese artwork. So, it's kind of weird. They don't really explain it. It's like, it was illegal to hold it, okay. And so the genius, as he's described, he actually kills people who actually had this artwork. The artwork they had, it looks like it was like a naked woman with like four naked boys, like three. Like, what the heck is it? It's not terrible looking artwork. It's just that what was the purpose of basically this being here? I don't know. It's kind of weird. So they fight some guys try to attack Majin. All of them are killed. Of course, they buy the bodies. And, well, gives money for the journey. And that's that for that one. Yep. Not really a lot happening. There's a good amount of stuff happening here. I say Sabato is a really interesting villain, except that he's upset. His obsessional beauty basically is like, oh, if you kill somebody, like the glimmer in their eye, like proclaiming, oh, we're going to kill you, and then his thing is like, I'm gonna murder this beautiful woman, take off her head, and plant it on my shoulder. Like, oh, it's been a long time my shoulder exposed. This is seriously dialogue he says in the anime for reasons. There's also like merging some sword styles, which is an interesting idea. And what else? Let's see. Yeah, and apparently, like after what happened to Ren's mother, he took off her head and put it on his right shoulder. The one on his left shoulder apparently was described as his wife. And apparently, get this, his plan was to kill Ren, put her head on where his wife's head is, and then kill himself. That was his plan. And Sabato was trying to confess his feelings for a woman who is half his age. He looks probably like in his 60s, 70s-ish. Ren is 16. Dude, you're way too old for her. She may be a beautiful woman, but you're too old for her. Like, wow. Yeah, there's also thing in the next episode in episode 4, where she's like posing for a painting. Like, that was a very interesting idea. Now, if you're curious, because of the Japanese anime, is there a scene so far of a hot springs episode where we can see, people in a bath? No, not yet. Maybe soon. Yep. We're getting pretty interesting so far. We're just slowly getting into the series. I probably look it up on here. But I definitely do say that it probably got about 3 chapters so far, maybe. I do like this series, Blade Immortal. I'm trying to look up basically something here. I'll bet you find out at some point exactly like what chapter is pretty much basically that these ones have. I say probably did about 3 chapters so far. I'm not really sure exactly what So I'm thinking that in the case of so far, anyways, like I said, the first episode, based on chapter 1, obviously. Chapter 2 was basically, I would say the prologue was definitely episode 1. Yes. I'm going to kind of look at basically these chapters. I'm looking at it right now quickly. So I definitely think chapter 2, what is chapter 2, was adapted for episode number 3. It's kind of weird how they adapt this. It's like 0 first episode, chapter 1 for the second episode. 3 is after chapter 4. but I'm not sure about the Sabato one. Let me take a look here. Yeah, it's really good series so far, and I can't wait to discuss the rest of it. Okay, so yeah, that's a particular view. Stay tuned for next few weeks. Gonna be coming corner. Okay, next video. Bye.